Look at all this raw, disorganized information floating around us. In Python programming, data types are the starting point to make sense of this noise. To see how this works, we are going to build a digital user profile, much like the ones you see every day on your phone. Before a computer can assemble a profile like that, it needs to know the specific shape of the information we are giving it. Data types are simply the categories that tell Python how to safely store and work with our information. Here is our blank digital ID card. Right now, it has 4 distinct fields that are empty and waiting for data. To fill out these slots, name, age, grade, and online status, we need 4 specific building blocks. Those building blocks are called strings, integers, floats, and booleans. Mastering these 4 shapes gives you a clear way to organize information into a structure Python can actually use. Let's look at the name field first. For names and words, we use a category called a string, which is strictly for text. There is one mandatory rule. Python only recognizes text as a string if it is physically enclosed in quotation marks. If you forget those marks, Python gets confused. It will think your text is a command it's supposed to run, rather than just a piece of data. Think of those quotation marks as a protective envelope. They tell the computer that the contents are just words to be saved, not instructions to follow. Next, we have the age and grade fields. Python processes these 2 types of numbers differently. For the age slot, we use an integer, a solid whole number, perfect for counting distinct things. But look at the grade slot. Since grades need precision, like 99.99, we use a float. A float is simply any number containing a decimal point. Python keeps these separate because it has to set aside extra memory and use a different calculation method for decimals than it does for simple whole numbers. Adding that single decimal point changes how Python stores that number in its system. Finally, we have the online status indicator. This field uses a data type with a bit of a strange name, a boolean. Don't let the name throw you. A boolean is just a type of data with 2 possible states, true or false. It works exactly like a physical light switch. It is either on or it's off. Booleans are the ultimate decision makers. They act as the checkpoints that tell an application which path to take. If we step back, we can see the lines of Python code where we defined our name, age, grade, and status in a code editor. So far, we've looked at these as separate pieces of information. But watch what happens the moment we hit Run. All those categorized lines on the left are instantly processed to fill out the user interface on the right. Now our digital ID is complete. Every piece of data, the string, the integer, the float, and the boolean, is perfectly aligned in its own slot. This is how real-world apps manage millions of user profiles at once. But programming becomes truly useful only when we start combining these different types together to create complete functional tools. You now have the foundational tools to start organizing raw information into your own